Yes, in this video we talk about the Liliaceae family floral characteristics. In this session, in the previous session we have discussed the vegetative characteristics of the Liliaceae family. In this session we have to discuss the floral characteristics of the Liliaceae family. Here, these are the diagrams of Liliaceae family. Here the plant, a typical, here a onion plant, see here it has the roots. Here is the adventitious roots, and the stem is in reduced stem. Here the stem is reduced stem, and the sheath is the tunicated bulb, and these are the leaves, and here it is the inflorescence. Here it is the inflorescence, and see here that inflorescence. See here, observe here. Here the inflorescence. Here is the umbel type inflorescence. Here in this inflorescence, it is a particular point. The flowers are arises from a single point. All the flowers are arised from a single point. This is called the umbel type inflorescence. See here, these are the birds are there. Some are the flowers are there. Here is the flower bird. Here it is the flower. Here it is the umbel type inflorescence. And see the geometry. Here one. And here it is the flower. Here it is the flower of the Liliaceae family member. Here this is the anther, and the stigma. In which stigma is present in the center position. And here these are the perianth. Here these are the perianth. It's not separated into the calyx and corolla. Here it is the perianth. Perianth is nothing but here it is composed of the calyx and corolla, but not it is differentiated into the calyx and corolla. Just here it is the perianth. Perianth are it's composed of the sepals and petals. Okay, and see the LS of the flower. Here the longitudinal section of this flower. Observe here. Here it is the receptacle, or here it is the thalamus, and here it is the pedicel. And here it is the perianth. Here the structure is the perianth. Perianth is composed of the sepals and petals. And the next wall, that is the anther. Anther, here it is the stamen. Stamen consists of anther and filament. And the next wall, here it is the ovary. Here which is containing. Here the stigma is there, and style is there, and here it is the ovary is there. Stigma, style, and ovary. Here it is the LS of the flower. We have to discuss the floral parts. We are discussing the floral parts from the LS of a flower. And here it is the pistil structure, and here it is the TS of the ovary. Here TS of the transverse section of the ovary. Here it is the trilocular structure. See here, 3 locules are there. 1, 2, 3 locules are there, and here is the ovules are there. These are the ovules. After the fertilization process, these ovules are converted into seeds. Okay, and these seeds are attached to the placenta, which means here it is the axile placentation here, which means the seeds are attached to the axile position. Here attached to the axis. So this placentation which is present in this one, axile placentation. The seeds are attached to the axile. So the axile placentation is present in this family. Here is the ovary wall. These are the locule, and these are the seeds. Totally, here is the TS of the ovary. In this from this TS of the ovary, we have to analyze. We have to observe the locules and the arrangement of the seeds. And next one, see here the floral diagram. Here we have to observe. Here it is the bracts, and here it is the perianth. Totally perianth. There is no separation of the sepals and petals. Which means calyx and corolla. There is no calyx and corolla. Here it is the only perianth. Perianth are composed of sepals and petals, but not it is differentiated into calyx and corolla. So here it is, these are the perianth, and these are in 2 walls. Here it is the outer wall. Here it is the outer one. Here it is the outer layer. Outer one. Here also outer one. Here it is also outer one. Outer 3 perianths are there. Inner 3 perianths are there. 1, 2, 3. Inner 3 and outer 3. 1, 2, 3. Outer, which means here the perianth is arranged in 2 walls. two whorls. And the next thing is here the stamens. Here the androecium. Stamens are attached to the perianth. So it is called the epiphyllous stamen. Epiphyllous stamens are there. And coming to the ovary, see here it is the trilocular ovary here. Trilocules are there. Trilocular ovary. Yes, we have to discuss this one with the floral formula. Here it is the bracteate flower. So here it is the bracteate flower, and here it is the EBRL. Absence of the bracteoles. And here it is the flower is the actinomorphic flower. Actinomorphic, which means here the flower which is divided into two equal halves by any vertical plane. And here it is the bisexual flower. See, here it is the bisexual flower. So androecium is there, stamens is there, and ovary is there. So it is a bisexual flower. Yes. And here the perianth. Perianth is P for perianth. 3 plus 3. Outer one 3 here and inner one 3 here. Here it is the outer one. 1, 2, 3. Outerly 3 perianth is there, and innerly 3 perianth is there. 1, 2, 3. Here it is the inner one. And the odd one is the inner one. Here the outer perianth is odd one. Outer perianth odd one is position is anterior one. Inner wall perianth is odd position is posterior end. And see, the androecium is 3 plus 3 androecium. Here the stamens are 3 plus 3. Why? Because here the stamens are attached to the perianth, outer wall perianth. 3 stamens are attached to the outer wall perianth, and 3 stamens are attached to the inner wall perianth. So 3 plus 3. And here these are the epiphyllous stamens. These stamens are epiphyllous, which means the stamens are attached to the perianth. So it is the epiphyllous stamens. And here the perianths are united. 3 plus 3. The inner wall 3 and outer wall 3. Perianths are united. This bracket indicates the united. Here the stamens are free here. And next the Gynesium. Here the Gynesium is 3 here, 3 locules are there, and 3 are united one. And the superior ovary. And the superior ovary. Yes, we have to discuss some of the floral characteristics in details. See here the inflorescence is in some plants is a solitary cyme, which means here the inflorescence axis which is ends into a flower, that is which in here the only single flower, which is the inflorescence axis ends into a single flower, that is called a solitary cyme. But in some plants umbel type inflorescence which is present in this like onion. Here more number of the flowers which are originated from the single point, that is called the umbel type inflorescence, which is comes under the racemose type inflorescence. In some plants like racemose type, here the inflorescence axis or the floral axis which is continuously grows. There is not stopped by the any flower. There is not stopped by the flower. Here it is the inflorescence axis is continuously grows. And here the flower is the bracteate. The flower which has the bracte, that is called a bracteate, and ebracteate. Here ebracteate. Flower may be bracteate or ebracteate. Absence of the bracte is called debracteate. Pedicellate. Here the flower which has the pedicel is called pedicellate, and a complete flower. Here the flower which has 4 valves, that is the sepals, petals are like the perianth and androecium and gynesium. These are having the flower, that is called complete flower. And a bisexual, which means both the flower which has both androecium and gynesium, that the flower is called the bisexual flower. And some are the unisexual flowers which are present in the smilax and ruscus. Here it is the unisexual flowers in smilax and ruscus. Here actinomorphic flowers are there. Here these are actinomorphic flowers, which means here the flower which is divided into 2 equal halves by any vertical plane. Here that is called actinomorphic flowers are there. These are the trimerous flowers because of the perianth is 3. Here the perianth is 3 plus 3. So these are the trimerous flower and hypogynous. Hypogynous, which means the ovary is the top position and below the ovary the stamens and the perianth is there. Here, see here. Yes, here is the hypogynous. Here the ovary is the top position and the below the ovary stamens are raised here. Stamens are raised here and here perianth are also raised below the ovary. So it is called a hypogynous flower. And see the hypogynous flower. And here the homoclamidus, which means here the perianth is there. The sepals and petals are composed and form the perianth. So here is the flower is the homoclamidus. And here this perianth which is consists of 6 tepals. Here the perianth organ is called tepal. Here how many tepals are there? 6 tepals. Here the outer wall 3 and inner wall 3 petals. 3 tepals. Yes, so totally 6 tepals. In 2 walls, that is 3 plus 3. Outer layer 3 and inner wall is 3. And odd tepal of the outer wall is an anterior position and odd tepal of the inner wall is a posterior position. And the estuation is the velvet estuation. Here the estuation is velvet estuation. In this floral diagram, see here the outer perianth lobe. Here it is a tepal which is here it is in anterior position. And the inner wall of the tepal which is in a posterior position. And the estuation is velvet estuation. Here it is the velvet estuation. Those are united and velvet estuation, which means the margins of the tepals are touched. One another or touched the next one but not overlap one another. So this is called the velvet type estuation which is present in the Liliaceae family. And see the androecium, the 6 stamens are there which are present in 2 walls, 3 plus 3, and they are free on epiphyllous stamens, which means the stamens are attached to the perianth. So it is called the epiphyllous stamens. And anthers are the dithecous anthers. Each theca has 2 sacs. So totally 4 sacs are there. And the base fixed here. See here, it is the anther. Here it is the base fixed. Here it is a filament or a stalk. Here it is a stalk or filament. Here it is the anther. Here the base point of the anther, the stalk which is present at the base point of the anther, that is called base fixed. And introse, which means here the face of the anther, which is towards the center of the flower. So that is called introse anther. And the dehiscence of the anther is a longitudinal dehiscence and releases the pollen grains. And next coming to the Gynesium. Here the Gynesium is a tricarpellary syncarpus. 3 carpels are there. Tricarpellary syncarpus. And ovary is a superior ovary. And here the trilocular with many ovules on axial placentation. So here it is the axial placentation and style is the terminal. Stigma is a trifid stigma. And capitate stigma. Here the stigma is a trifid. Yes, here 3 lobes. The stigma which is divided into 3 lobes. So it is called a trifid. Tri means 3 lobes. The stigma which contains 3 lobes, so it is called a Trifid Stigma, and capitate, which means here it is the swollen and knob-like structure. So here it is the capitate and Trifid Stigma which is present in the Liliaceae family. Next, coming to the pollination, here the flowers may be protandrous, which is present in the allium. Here the protandrous, which means the stamens are mature earlier than the Gynesium, so that is called a protandrous, which is present in the allium. So in some plants the flowers are the protogynous, which means here the stigma is receptivity becomes earlier than the stamens. So that is called a protogynous, which is present in the Calchicum plant. And the pollination is entomophilous pollination, which means this pollination which is done by the insects. So it is called entomophilous cross pollination. And coming to the fruit, usually the capsule. It shows the dehiscence and liberate the seeds. And rarely berry in asparagus. Seed endospermous. Here it is the endospermic seeds are there. These are the monocotyledonous, and polyembryony is present in some allium species. More than one embryos are present in some allium species. So that is called a polyembryony. More than one embryo is developed. And next, coming to the economic importance of this Liliaceae family. Most of all these ornamentals are there: tulip, lilium, asparagus, and gloriosa superba. These are the ornamental plants we are using. And some are the medicinal purpose are also we are using the aloe vera, Smilax jalanica, gloriosa superba, and scilla. They are used as a medicine purpose. And some are used as a vegetable. Here the allium cepa and asparagus, and some are used as a spice, that is the allium sativum. So these are the floral characteristics of the Liliaceae family. I hope you understood. Thank you.